you are.
Yes.
Brenda Bronson.
Brenda, yeah. From Rolla, ME. Yeah, okay.
No, chemical.
Chemical, I'm sorry. Let's see. His hobbies included, yeah, well, never mind. His hobbies included skiing, photography, computer games, his 4 cats, and volunteering at the food bank and animal shelter. As you know in the bulletin here, and you probably know before that, a football scholarship has been established for Frank, and you have the directions here on how to contribute if you'd like to do so. The one last thing I'd like to say about Frank. One of the things that Frank and I did during the summer that he stayed with me in Chicago is that we practiced a lot. I practiced a lot because I had really got harassed when I was a freshman. I was slow, missed a lot of things in terms of skills, blah, blah, blah. And I knew I had a superstar staying with me. And so I convinced Frank to work out with me every day at a park that was about 2 blocks away. And Frank wasn't big on working out. I mean, he just wanted to go play the game and knock somebody down. He didn't care about developing his blocking skills or blah blah blah, but I did. So thankfully, Frank agreed to do it, and not too many people know this. Frank gives me credit for getting him in shape for the fall season that year, which is the year that he went on and became the All-American. But I look at it just the opposite. I'm the one that was the winner that summer. By having someone experienced as he was and had all of these nuances and his blocking techniques down pat, and me to be able to learn from him and get that experience, I'm the one that benefited. I told you I was going to go off script. That's all I want to say right now, except the last thing I wanted to say, Elizabeth, one of the reasons why I thought it was important that I be here and that we do this is because Frank has left a legacy, and you are one of the recipients of it. And Frank's blood is in you. That means that you have the potential to do exactly what Frank has done and beyond. So whatever your dreams are, go for it, because you have the blood in you to do it. There's nothing that can stop you, and stay away from the dogs.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, and thank you for going off script. We invite anybody else who would like to share remembrances or stories to either come up or stand up where you are and share your stories, your remembrances of Frank at this time, please. Don't be bashful.
I'm Lawrence George, and I've been the advisor for the Alpha fraternity from the time it was founded in 1965. And I knew Frank and all the guys who've ever been initiated into the fraternity. But Frank in particular was he and Fred remind me of when we moved into our neighborhood. We had a son in a house that had four rooms, bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, living room. So we had to have a place for our young child to live as he was growing up. And so we decided to move to this community, or this neighborhood, and discovered, we bought the house, or agreed to buy the house, but we discovered that the people in our neighborhood now didn't really want us to be in the neighborhood. because they had a petition, but we got over that. But Frank and Fred and a couple of young ladies and a few more brothers came over to paint the interior of our house. And the coloring remained about 10 years after you guys left. And I really wasn't interested in painting the interior. But they came over and did a lot of work for me. And it was really a blessing to know that my fraternity brothers just voluntarily came over and said, Brother George, we'd like to come over and help you out. They also helped the people in the neighborhood to understand that because we were the young ladies that Frank and Fred brought were Caucasians. They didn't want anybody my color in the community, but then when they saw these guys coming with these young white girls, they kept thinking, what the heck's going on here? They didn't particularly appreciate that either, but that doesn't matter. The most important thing was that they made an impact on the people in the community to help them understand that human beings relate to one another. They don't use ethnicity or whatever to make you a friend, and we have many friends. One of the major things that the Alpha fraternity gave to the Rolla community was the talent that had always been excluded. A lot of young people who came there, who were gifted, who were treated as though they were not equitable, and they were graded in the same manner, made them sacrifice to enable them to get to the next level. When they realized that they could then perform at a significant level, then all those who followed after these young people were not in the same didn't experience the same kind of negativity. And so the presence of Alpha fraternity had a big impact in the Rolla community. And the fraternity continues to have that impact. But in the 1960s, and one thing that Greg didn't talk about was when Frank was a honorary St. Pat's person, the Knights would go to this place called Moutres. Moutres was a place where they had all the Greek Knights would go, and they would have social gathering, I would call it. They drank a lot, and so what happened was when they went to Moutres, the guy who owned the place, when he saw Frank, said, he can't come in here. And they said, what do you mean he can't come in here? He's a knight. No. You can come in, but he can't come in. But Frank was already in the place. So all the knights and Frank began to jump up and down. And the buoyancy helped the room in the place where they were jumping up and down to collapse. And so somehow that made the Rolla Daily News front page. And what I talked about was the room collapsed because the owner failed to allow this one young man to be a part of a tradition. And so lots of things that Alphas have done, and Frank in particular, have done to make a difference in helping people to recognize anybody could have been jumping up and down. It doesn't matter if you're black or white or whatever, that you are a human being, that you're being respected by those who brought you into the group that they thought you deserved. And so there's lots of things I could talk about, but I just wanted to particularly share that one. And Frank's, again, he was a nice, gentle person until you pressed the wrong button.
Thank you.
Okay.